sounds good.
Yo, what up, guys? Your boy Williams Fitness back again with another video. And obviously, I had to at some point get on my sponsor, which is Empower Nutrition. This is Will. Will owns, runs, directs, sells, administrates Empower. So, Will, obviously, like this isn't like a normal sort of interview style podcast, because obviously, you know, I'm normally having like pro bodybuilders and things like that on. But I thought it'd be very interesting to get you on because you run a nutrition company. I think you've got a very unique background with regards to that. And I think you've got a lot of valuable information when it comes to what, you know, like my subscribers, followers, you know, information that they could use when it comes to like buying supplements and so these sort of things, and how they can apply what obviously products you've got to their training. But before we get into all that, can we get a bit of a background on you, Will? Like, how did you get into fitness, into bodybuilding? Who sort of motivated you? All the juicy bits.
Yeah, so basically, I was, before I started Empower Nutrition, I was a personal trainer for 4 years, training just general clients for weight loss. Obviously, it's all sort of body transformation type stuff in personal training, isn't it? Everybody was asking me what supplements should I use and where should I get them from, and I just thought one day, hang on a minute, I should be, rather than telling people to buy them from everyone else, I should be getting them to buy them off me. To be honest, that's where it started. So I started as sort of a brand affiliate, doing it like that, and then sort of just started stocking some products, and went from there. We've recently launched our Empower brand, which obviously you're a part of, Simon, and onwards from there.
So how did you get into, like, because obviously it's not as simple as people think. Obviously, like when you're creating, I mean, most people when they create a supplement, they normally start with either a whey or a pre-workout. How does that process happen? Like, do you have to reach out to suppliers that make it? I mean, what sort of things did you have to do, sort of hurdles you come across doing all that?
Yeah, so I mean, it can be really straightforward. There's a lot of sort of off-the-shelf, pre-made generic products that people go for, but they are the ones that you see popping up all the time on social media. It's a standard formulation, white label, basically. It's just down to the individual brands' advertising, marketing. But we didn't want to do it like that. We wanted to do it a little bit differently. We wanted to sort of find products that are safe. They've got some longevity. They're not sort of a flavour of the week, if you will. Yeah. So we started. Sorry, Sam.
No, go on.
No, so we started really with the amino acids, which it's not sort of a bandwagon. It's a product that everybody could be using. And then we added obviously the electrolyte blending, which again, it makes it not specific just to bodybuilding, because anybody can benefit from that kind of product. Endurance athletes, people that just want to shape up a little bit, as well as obviously, as you and your followers will know, it's a fundamental bodybuilding product. And from there, we went with the Supercharge, which is the pre-workout. Again, it's not it's a safe product. It's a strong, effective product, but we didn't want to put anything that wasn't sort of tried and tested, and we wanted to kind of stick with stuff that was safe, stuff that we're not going to have to take out in 6 months' time because it's outlawed in some respects, you know.
I absolutely love Supercharge though, because I mean, I can remember the first time you sent me that tub out, and I was in the gym with my friend, and we trained together like quite literally all the time. And before that, I was using I think it was called Mutants. I normally get whatever's on offer.
Yeah.
So I pulled this tub out, and he was like, "Oh, what's that like?" He's always keen because he normally just uses the shit I bring. So he was like, "Oh, what's that?" I was like, "Oh, it's a new one. I'm going to try it today. Do you want to try it with me?" He was like, yeah, I can do. And I always just one scoop in the mouth, shot of water, done. And he's like, how many does it say on the tub? I'm like, well, I have one scoop just as standard because I just react better to a smaller amount. So he was like, oh, I'll have, he looked on the tub and he's like, I'm going to do 3 scoops. I'm like, are you sure you want to do 3 scoops? He's like, no, it'll be good. I was like, and bearing in mind, on his way into the gym, he got, the big cans of Red Bull. He just done one of them. And I was like, you just had Red Bull though, mate? And he's like, no, I'll do 3 scoops. And your scoops, they're big scoops, aren't they? They're not stingy scoops. So he's done these 3 scoops about, 15 minutes in. He's like this. He's like, what is in that? I'm like, it's not what's in it, mate. You've clearly overdosed on it and you've had a Red Bull. Like, what's wrong with you? But I always found with Supercharge, you don't need to use, obviously what's on the label is recommended. It's just a recommended dose. I always find with a pre-workout, it's always best to experiment with it. Even though it's a simple supplement, some people don't always need like a full scoop or 2 scoops. And I always find with it, you get all the benefits of the pump and everything else that comes with it. But I like, the tingly feeling you get. Like when you've taken pre-workout. Because some of them, I used to have, I had one from My Protein one time. I'll tell you a story about this, actually. I had one from My Protein. And I can't remember what was in ingredients. You'll probably know once I tell you what happened. I did 2 scoops of it because I never had that tingly sensation. The pump was always it didn't last that long. So I took more of it just because I bought it. I get home later that night. I'm thinking, oh, my stomach's really growling. I'm thinking all I've been eating is chicken and rice. I never normally get this feeling. Went to the toilet, mate. Literally, it must have just opened, fell out of me. And I was like, what the? And I went online and I'm trying to figure out what I'd eaten in that day. And I'm going through my fitness pal. I'm thinking, it can't be that. My chicken's in date. I've had my Uncle Ben's rice. It was something in the pre-workouts that give me the shits.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's, again, going back to just finding stuff that's tested, stuff that's safe, still effective. There's all kinds of stuff in a lot of the sort of run-of-the-mill pre-workouts that just you wouldn't feed a stray cat. So what do you want to put in your body? You know what I mean?
So when you were going through the process of putting everything on the ingredients label together, were you getting samples sent out that you would try, in an actual workout environment? I take it.
Yeah, absolutely. I think of the pre-workout, we had 16 or 17 different unflavored samples from the manufacturer. Just because, you have to buy a lot of this stuff to get a custom formulation. I didn't want to spend all my money on the wrong things, and so I think they were probably cursing me every Monday, ringing up saying, "Can you just change this a little bit?" But I feel like we got it right eventually.
So do you think, obviously, having that PT background and that training background, obviously, you've taken a lot of different pre-workouts over your time training and stuff. When you obviously came up with the idea of, right, I'm going to have my own brand, I'm going to sell my own products, did you utilize things from other products and think, right, I like that thing in there, I like the flavor sort of style from that. Did you do that, or were you just trying to make something your own and in your own way?
No, absolutely. I mean, you've got to take inspiration from other products, and we sell. Previously, I've sold and still currently do sell a couple of other brands on our website. So you get a lot of feedback from what's popular, what sells, and again, just with the PT background, talking to people, you find out what they want from it, And again, like you say, it's the beta-alanine, the tingling sensation, which is kind of how a lot of people judge a pre-workout product, isn't it? But yeah, so yeah, I mean, it's your experiences, isn't it?
Were you ever worried going into the supplement industry, knowing that obviously it's getting very saturated at the minute with some of the, like you say, the pop up off the shelf supplements that are coming out here, there, and everywhere, and some of them last a week, some of them are only lasting a couple of months. Was that in the back of your mind when you were doing it, or were you thinking, right, I know my product is a really good product? Did you put a lot of your faith into it, knowing that it was going to do well?
Yeah, I mean, you've got to believe in your product, and the only way to do that is to have something that no one else or very few other people offer. Even still, it's a nerve-wracking time, because just because you believe in what you do doesn't mean everyone else is going to believe in it. Do you know what I mean? and it takes a little while to get to get the wheels turning. I think we're still doing that in a way, but no, you even though it's a nerve-wracking time, if you take your time, make sure your products are right, then people will see it, I'm sure.
So, future of Empower, obviously you've got the sort of the BCAs off the shelf as well ready. What else have you got sort of wheels in motion on? Is there anything else you want to bring out, or you sampling? What else do you want to do with your brand?
So the next product we've got launching is a whey protein, 100% whey protein, as they call them. It's low sugar, low fat, 24 grams of protein per serving. It's going to be in 3 great flavors. Again, this has taken a long time because we wanted the best flavors, which is like with people judging the pre-workout by how itchy it makes your face, and people judge a protein on how it tastes, really, don't they? So that's due within, hopefully towards the end of next week or maybe the beginning of the following week. Following that, we're hoping to bring out some super greens products. Again, the logic behind that is that it's a product that you can have for forever, and it will last the test of time in the industry. It's not it's not a fad. It's not a flavor of the week.
Yeah.
It's something that you should just be having as part of your supplement stack, regardless, really.
Yeah.
And they're sort of the really what I consider to be the essential supplements, if you will. And then following that, maybe we can get something a bit more, maybe bodybuilding specific, if you will. Something maybe something a bit more extreme, if that's the right word to use. Something but
go on. Sorry.
Yeah. So again, you see a lot of brands at the moment. They're bringing out really mad pre-workout blends and variations, and you just wonder how long they can last for. So we don't want to do something like that. It's finding a product that will sort of blow your head off, but also stand the test of time.
Now, it's funny you'd mentioned, like, obviously a bodybuilding specific product. One thing I wanted to touch on with you is I've noticed over the last few weeks with a lot of the people that I follow or follow me on Instagram, where I check out their stories and stuff, a lot of supplements I've noticed a lot of parents using with their kids, especially whey protein has been a big one I've noticed, where they've been putting scoops of it. Like, some kids won't eat get enough protein in, of the vitamins and minerals and everything else. So I have noticed that they'll be making the kids like a chocolate smoothie and putting bits in, or chucking it in their porridge and this, that and the other. Do you think that's something that people outside of the fitness industry should sort of take note of, realistically, knowing that kids need all these minerals, vitamins, nutrients, branched chain amino acids, all these kind of things, and it's so hard to get a kid to sit down and eat their 5 a day or 7 a day or whatever it is now, and make sure they're getting their X amount of protein in. Do you think that's something that they should be focusing on as parents? Like, obviously you're a parent, I'm a parent. My little boy he calls it a muscle shake. So when I do one, he has one, but he doesn't even realize he's got egg white in his. He thinks it's just some Nesquik shake.
Yeah, I mean, it's a difficult one to answer without. Obviously, I'm not a nutritionist for younger people or anything like that. I think it's definitely good to install a good understanding of at least macronutrients into young people's minds, because they've got a long time they've got to eat healthy for, haven't they? So an understanding of I guess an understanding of why you're having the supplements, what's in them, and what they do is probably a great idea. I think maybe a children specific supplement, to make sure they're getting everything they need, or more of what they need, might be a good thing. I'm not sure it'd be one for us specifically, though. It's not my area of expertise, that's for sure.
Would you ever give, say if you've got like a 10-year-old lad and he's like, "Dad, what are you drinking?" You're like, "I'm just having a protein shake," and he's like, "Can I try one?" Would you do him one?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's like a
No
rite
pre-workout.
of passage.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no pre-workouts for kids. They're mental enough as it is, right?
I imagine. Can you imagine how many scoops? I'll have 4, Dad.
I feel like especially my oldest boy, probably he probably feels like he's had a pre-workout all the time, judging by the way he acts. Yeah.
So obviously we're all in lockdown at the minute. I'm very interested to know, what is your supplement stack? What sort of flavors are you using out of the Empower range? And when the whey protein comes out and drops, which one is going to be your, obviously because you've tried them all, you're going to have a favorite. That's, that's fair to say. Which one is going to be your favorite and what you're going to stack it with?
Well, the supplements I'm actually using one of the Empower whey proteins at the moment, a strawberries and cream one, which is my favourite. We've got 3 flavours at launch. We've got vanilla ice cream, strawberries and cream, and the double chocolate, which I'm going to send you one of. We start out with the amino acids, EAAs, which I think is, again, it should be a staple of your supplement stack. Everyone can benefit from those regardless. And obviously on my training days, my supercharged pre-workout. And that's it, to be honest, because because I'm lazy. I can't be, but yeah, no, so just those 3 at the moment. I usually use a Super Greens product as well. It just helps me feel better, if you're getting your daily intake of all your micronutrients, all your minerals, even psychologically you feel better. You feel like you're doing the right thing, don't you? So
that's the thing, like obviously you just said, sometimes because I'm feeling lazy, but that's the whole point of a supplement stack, isn't it? It's like sometimes you're not going to eat whether you're on a couple of meals because you're dieting or whether you're on 5-6 meals because you're bulking. The whole point of getting them supplements is knowing that once you've hit them, you've had your EAAs and your whey protein and stuff. You've hit your macro. So again, like even if it's just forget your sort of your multi, your micro and macro nutrients in. I think that's so essential. Some days, especially having off days, I always found bulking harder than dieting because it's so hard to keep consistently putting food in. I always find that going on a diet is so easy because it's less to do.
Yeah, absolutely, and I think it really depends on your sort of your physique before you started training as well. I mean, I really struggle to, if I have a bulk, I really struggle to get the food in, which again your supplements really help with. Yeah, it just it's a bit of a chore, isn't it? When you're having a bulk. But then again, when you're cutting, you're never quite sure if you're getting enough of everything to sort of stay healthy. So there's swings and roundabouts with each, right?
Into it. So what's your, obviously, because we're all in quarantine now, I've noticed on your Instagram, you've been posting like sort of little home workouts, you've been doing pull-ups and stuff in the garden. I mean, have you worked that out to a sort of a schedule now? Have you got set days you're doing set sort of muscle groups on? How is all that looking for you?
Yeah, I mean, I'm less consistent than when I could go to the gym, that's for sure. But there's a lot more distractions when you're at home, right? But yeah, I managed to split the muscles up into sort of a push pull and legs split, which sometimes I do 3 times a week, sometimes I do 6. But yeah, it's quite enjoyable doing some bodyweight training, some resistance band training. It certainly helps with the aches and pains, doing a bit more bodyweight stuff, that's for sure. But yeah,
lost any muscle tone?
Lost a bit of weight, I'd say, a little bit of mass. But then again, you can't you can't lift the weights the same, can you? But in terms of tone definition, probably not, to be honest. No,
yeah,
I think a little bit of weight loss probably hasn't done me too much harm, to be honest. But yeah, no, it's you adapt, you change your goals slightly, but it's definitely rewarding. It's a challenge as well. It gets you out of the they're normally doing the same exercise every time you go in the gym, right? To have a think about what else you should be doing.
Have you got any sort of advice then of things people can do at home? Because obviously you mentioned you're doing a push day, a pull day, and a leg day. What sort of things can people do at home if they haven't got access to, obviously, like a chin-up bar and resistance bands? What sort of exercises would you personally recommend from your PT background to do at home?
I mean, you don't really need a chin-up bar as such. You can use anything, a tree in your garden, wherever it might be. Resistance bands are definitely a cheap, worthwhile investment because you can really train your whole body, and you can advance those a lot. So if you're going to pick one piece of equipment, I'd definitely suggest get some resistance bands. But aside from just the general bodyweight stuff, time under tension, slow your reps down, really focus on muscle contraction rather than just moving the body, which I think is a thing a lot of people get wrong. They're just counting numbers rather than focusing on what they should be doing, the muscles they should be working, if that makes sense. It's more about that kind of stuff than trying to reinvent the wheel with bonkers exercises, which I guess we're all seeing a lot of on social media at the moment, right?
I've seen guys like trying to do shoulders, but they're doing handstands up walls so they can use the body weight to do a shoulder press. And I'm thinking, I'm just going to break my neck trying to do this, mate. Do you know what I mean? I'd rather get a little dumbbell and just do like a lateral raise. Do you know what I mean? I think this is just
absolutely. Break your neck, break the wall, one of the two. But yeah, again, with the get some dumbbells, do 5-second negatives, slow it down, take your time, feel the muscle working rather than just count the numbers.
It's funny you should say that. I think me and my gym partner do stuff like what we do. Let's say if we're doing like a shoulder workout, we like to have what we call a finisher at the end. So obviously you've gone through like everything you've set out to do, but we'll do let's say for an example upright row. So have you ever done like 10 to 1s? So if obviously you're face to face with a partner, you do 10, you pass them 10, you go 9, all the way down to 1, and then 10 again. We like to do finishers because it's fun. You've got that pressure on each other to obviously get to the end because you're not allowed to put the bar down. If you put the bar down, you've got to buy a pint. Do you know what I mean? You obviously don't want that risk. So when you say like time under tension and things like that, do you ever do anything with your training to make it fun?
Yeah, I mean, when in terms of when I'm training people, there's always I always like to finish up with a bit of a challenge, with something they can measure, something they can track, advance upon. That's even with the guys that are training for, hypertrophy to improve physique, build muscle. A good body weight at the end of a session is always it's a really satisfying way to finish up, and again, that's something that is measurable as well. So whilst it's fun, you can see progress.
I've noticed though with bodyweight stuff, doing that at home. Obviously in the gym, you've got a lot of cables, pulley systems, free weights. I've noticed when it's come to actually lifting my fat arse off the floor, I was struggling. Like I can T-bar row 5-6 plates easy. Doing a pull-up, I was like, what the fuck? Like, I was barely getting 8 reps. I'm like, I'm just a normal grip. I wasn't like inside close grip, nothing like just normal grip. I'm like, I need to work on this more.
Yeah, absolutely. And isn't it, you can be the strongest guy in your local gym, but isn't it a real measure of, relative strength to be able to do 8, 10, 12 pull-ups, whatever it might be?
Real strength, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. It's relative to you, It's again, and you're saying you're struggling on 8. Just wait till you manage to do 10. Won't you be over the moon, saying?
I don't know if I want to. I'm hoping they just drop the quarantine. I can go back to just pulling on a lap bar instead. But I was thinking, geez, like I thought, I can do quite a lot with back. And then I'm thinking, right, and I was sat there and I went through Instagram. I found a video that me and my mate did on the T-bar row. So I'm doing the math on the plate, and then I got on the scales, and I'm like, that weighs more than me. How can I not pull my fat off? I was like, this is ridiculous.
A real eye opener, right?
once it just, so like you say, you've got a metric of something like that. So say if it was a bodyweight exercise, whether it's a chin up, free bodyweight squat, whatever it was, or push-ups and things like that, you've got something to then next time, even if it's, in a few days or weeks time, you've got like that target set, haven't you, to try and beat or pass or beat the time on the rep range and that sort of thing. So is that something you've always done with clients?
Yeah, I mean, when as a personal trainer, one of the most important things you've got to do is sort of challenge people to keep progressing. Most people are using personal trainers because they don't have the motivation, really. They want the results. They don't necessarily have the motivation. So you've got to give them a little sense of reward quite regularly. You know what I mean. Always little challenges, and again things like pull-ups and press ups, bodyweight exercises. They're super satisfying all the time.
Yeah, and like you say, obviously, sometimes people go for a personal trainer. I used to do personal training, and I did it for about 11 years, and I always found that sometimes you'll take a client on, and you'll know this yourself, and they're like, for the first few days, they're all hyped and excited. And then that when they start tapering off, you've kind of got to pull them back on track. That's kind of your job anyway. But I've noticed over the history of when I was doing it, sometimes they like the idea of paying for somebody to tell people they've got a PT. And it sort of passes the book almost with regards to the result. So that if they're not getting a result because they're not doing something that you've asked of them, whether it's the nutrition plan you've applied, or, I mean, it goes back both ways. It's either you're not being, realistic as a PT. I found that for the first couple of years, I was aiming for more numbers to get more money, which I think most of us probably did to start out. And it's only when you start applying yourself more with clients that you've got to tailor yourself personally to each person. But I always found that there was always those few that were paying for a service just so they could say they were paying for the service. So if it didn't work out, they can walk away and go, oh, he was a shit PT.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think, like you say, a lot of the time, having a PT, it's a bit of a luxury. It's bragging rights, isn't it, to say, oh yeah, my personal trainer and the rest of it. But having a PT doesn't necessarily get you the results. Listening to him hopefully does. But yeah, having one doesn't get you the results. But you're like you say, it's easy to pass the buck. But blame the personal trainer, isn't it?
Have you ever had any clients like that? You haven't got to name and shame them, but
yeah, I think everyone has really. Anybody that's been personal training for any period of time will have had that kind of what's the word? Just people who think they can throw money at their fitness, really, and get the results without the effort.
That's the analogy, yeah.
Yeah, no, that's that is the mentality, and everyone will have had some, numerous clients like that, I'm sure. Again, no naming and shaming, but yeah, they tend to only last the first sort of 4, 6, 8 weeks, whatever it is, and then they move on to the next whatever's popular in their friend group at that time, But yeah, everyone's had them. And they soon get found out.
Just put a pen in that one.
Yeah, I'm not gonna get on my house about that. So
have you got? I need to know. Have you got any sort of funny gym stories? Anything that's happened to you personally in the gym? I'll tell you one of mine first. It was literally my first job. I just passed my gym instructor's award, and it was I was in this really little gym, and I was on a treadmill. It wasn't even a client or anything. I was on a treadmill running, and some guy came up next to me and got on the treadmill. And we had a power cut, but he's in full sprint. I've never been like, my cardio's always been trash. He's in full sprint, but where the treadmills were, there was windows right in front. Now, these are like proper old school treadmills. They don't have this whole slow down process. When it stops, it stops. He literally ran himself through the window. So I literally stood there. Other members were running out to him. I'm looking around. I'm thinking, my boss is going to kill me. How have I got? How am I going to put the lights back on? People were falling over dumbbells. I was like, shit. Literally ran through the window.
That anything to get away from you. Yeah. I don't know. I'd have to have a bit of a think and get back to you on that one.
You'll have to tag me on Instagram. Tag me on Instagram.
Yeah. Again, no naming and shit.
Yeah. So obviously, you've not long had a newborn.
Yeah.
How is things going with that?
All right for me, because I mostly sleep through it all.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah. Having a third child. Sorry, sir.
I said I'm keeping that bit in.
Yeah. Yeah. No. Having 3 children is definitely a lot more challenging than having 2. That's for sure. So, how's it going? Generally exhausted. Twice as much pre-workout every session. Shorter sessions. Wouldn't have it any other way.
Yeah. Awesome. So, do you think like the quarantine, how it's come around, has benefited you with regards to that? So you're all at home, all together, and having all that quality time together to start with that you probably would never have had.
No, absolutely. I mean, my youngest was born 2 weeks before the quarantine started, so I would have had the 2 weeks paternity leave, and then back to reality, sort of 60 hours plus work a week. So it's time you'll never get back. It's the best time you could spend with your family. It's great in that respect, but everybody in the house at the same time comes with its own challenges as well, right?
I was just going to say, yeah, butting heads and stuff. So what are you doing activity-wise then for any other parents out there with a PT background? Obviously, we can't really go out and do a great deal. Have you got any advice for any other parents to sort of get your kids physically active, whether it's in the living room, in the garden? What sort of things would you recommend?
I mean, with my oldest boy, we do a lot of cycling. That's exciting. It's time just the 2 of us, which is really important, especially when you've got more than one child to spend a bit of time with each. But you've got to make sure they're enjoying it, not feeling forced to do it. I think because they'll never stick with it, and that's that's the hard part. It's never going to be more exciting than YouTube or Minecraft or wherever it is. But you've got to confiscate all the electronics and then say, right, let's go for a bike ride. I think
that's the thing. My little boy's just got into bloody Minecraft and what's the other one? Roblox. And the other day he was just sat there for ages on Minecraft, and I was editing a couple of videos in my office, and my office, like his bedroom, straight like opposite. So I looked across and I'm like, we need to do something. And I'd been sat on my arse most of the day. So I was like, he's got an abundance of Nerf guns. And I was like, right, I'm going to get all these guns outside. And we'll just, I live in like a terraced house. So those of you who don't know, it's like a sort of 2 up, 2 down sort of style. So they're quite narrow and long, aren't they? So my garden isn't massive and I've got like my hot tub and stuff in it. We were throwing blooming water bombs, just when he was going nuts. I come back in and I'm like, right, it's snack time. So I went in the living room. I'm like, Kingsley, where are you? He was hiding behind the sofa for that long to shoot me. He fell asleep. He fell asleep waiting, and there was like a wet patch on the floor. He had a water bomb as well. He was ready to shoot me, a water bomb. He fell asleep and popped it, hadn't he?
Yeah, so who was enjoying Nerf guns and water bombs more than, say, you or your little boy?
Mate, to be fair, I'm the one who keeps buying them. He'll say, "Oh, can I have that one?" And I'm like, "Yeah, but what about this big one?"
Is there a twin pack?
So, have you got obviously to close off with? Is there any offers on at the minute with regards to discount codes? With regards to delivery, are you doing anything for any sort of key workers? Is there a special code that a key worker can use? Anything along those lines? that we can put out there, and obviously get people what they actually need. And just as a little statement for myself, I've said this before in the past, I have been sponsored by other supplement companies. I was sponsored by one called the Protein Works that most people might have heard of. Absolute trash. I was with them for a few weeks. After trying the products, dropped them. I did a week with my protein, and then I had pre-workout diarrhea. I was like, nope, I can't put my name next to something that literally makes you shit. So obviously I do use your products. Every time I use the products, obviously I've not been training for a few months, but every time I use them, you'll always see on my IG story what I'm using, and I'll always explain why I'm using it. But I just wanted to get that out there. Like, I don't just start selling crap on my channel. We went back and forth for a couple of weeks before we'd even agreed to sort of partner up as a sponsorship sort of thing. And obviously your team, your athletes, you've got a real world people. That's what I love about it as well. They're like, obviously they're all crazy about fitness, pretty much every single one of them. I say crazy, passionate is probably the word I should be using. Some are crazy, some are a little bit crazy. No names. So that's what I love about us as a team, and I think that's another thing. I think next time we have a podcast, it'd be pretty cool to get, if you want to pick and choose, no favourites, but a couple of them where we can talk about pretty much anything. But I'm waffling on it. So that's what I love about obviously Empower. It's not the biggest company in the world, as we know. It's real. It comes from a real background with regards to an actual passion for nutrition, not a passion for profit, which is what I love about you, Will, personally. And simply the fact that you're a family guy is how I fell for you in the first place. I'm like, oh, this is like an actual normal. You're not like, who's the arsehole that owns Redcon? I can't even think of his name. But do you know when they're just out with, oh, look at my flash call, look at this, look at that, and it's like, I can't be arsed, mate. I don't care. You're selling yourself, not your product. And that's what I like about you. You're very, very humble. So obviously I'm still waffling. What offers have you got on, Will?
Well, the quarantine offer is carriage paid on all orders, so there's no minimum order quantity. Carriage is free regardless of how much you spend, what you buy. In terms of promo codes, all the athletes have their own individual promo code, as do you, Simon. In terms of special offers, when we launch the whey protein in the next week or so, we're going to do a bit of a bundle offer. Maybe I don't quite have it finalised yet, but it'll be sort of a buy 2 products get X amount off, buy 3 products get slightly more off. But again, it's our brand is entirely driven by the ambassadors, by the athletes. So the discount codes come from the work they're doing. You know, that's where the sales come from. That's where that's where the discounts come from generally. The main one is the free carriage, because a lot of your followers and a lot of gym members can't go to the supplement shops at the moment, so they've got to buy it online anyway. Yeah. We're just trying to do what we can to help people get what they need, really, you know.
That's pretty good though, because I have seen, like, you know, obviously some supplement companies do, like, you know, if you're in the military, you can get a discount or this, that, and the other. But I think a lot of people don't realize the cost of shipping can sometimes be the same price as an actual product that you're buying in the first place. Especially, like, I mean, I ordered one, when was it, a couple of years ago. I think it was something like Super Pump 250 or something. The bottle itself was like, I don't know, 18 quid, which is probably about $22. And the shipping was 20 quid. And I was like, how the hell is the shipping costing more? And it was only a 48-hour thing. And, you know, it's not a big product. But so you're offering completely free shipping. Is that UK domestic, I take it? Yeah.
Yeah, UK domestic.
Are you shipping internationally yet?
Yes, we can ship internationally. The majority of our business is still UK based.
Okay.
Again, with all our ambassadors being UK based at the moment, they drive the sales, so it's still mostly UK, you know. But yeah, all UK sales, free shipping regardless of spend, and athlete discount codes.
So the free shipping is that applied to just the Empower products or everything on the website?
Everything on the website. Yeah, wow. All products on the website.
Okay. So go on. Sorry.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, no, all products on the website, regardless of brand. Okay. And the ambassador codes also work for all products, all the products we offer, not just specifically the Empower brand.
Okay. So I'll put all the links in the description. I will put your Instagram on the top link, especially for your workouts and stuff. Because I've seen you like doing pull-ups off a brick archway or something, and I was just watching like, oh, I bet his hands are raw. Like that was all I was thinking. Like, I wasn't even counting your reps. I'm like, what the hell is he doing? But yeah, so. Yeah. I'll put all your links in the description, especially your Instagram. Obviously, the website will be in the description anyway. So obviously, go give Will a follow. Follow Empower Nutrition to keep up to date with the new whey protein that's dropping very, very soon. And like I say, all links in the description. I will put my discount code in there. And yeah, next time when we get you on, I think we should definitely get some of the team together. And just a free for all, chat about absolutely anything, whether it's training, if someone else has had the shits with my protein, I don't know, whatever.
You have no idea what you're in for.
So, Will, thank you so much for coming on. It's been an absolute pleasure. I know it's your first podcast and probably your first time being interviewed like this, and I know it was probably. Awkward, intimidated. I don't know how you felt. You're a bit shuffly, I've noticed.
Yeah.
But next time, I think now you know just how easy it is. I think you'll be cool.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a bit, again, a bit nerve-wracking, isn't it? When you don't really know what to expect.
I just throw so much shit out there. I don't even like write nothing down. It just, you say something, I'm like, oh yeah, that's another question. Yeah.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Thank you for it, Simon.
No, I had to have you on. It's just been trying to get hold of you. Yeah. I had to get that little dig in there. So on that note, guys, all the links are in the description. Head over, follow Will on Instagram, follow the Empower Instagram page also. There are a lot of athletes on there that are motivational, inspirational. They're doing their own thing as well, so feel free to go and follow all of those, or pick and choose who you like. It's fine. And then head over to the website. Free shipping. And then keep an eye out for the new whey protein dropping. On that note, guys, I've been me, you've been you. Peace. And that was that.